Welcome to this Age of Empires 4 video that will tell you whether or not you should kill cows as the Mailans. So, usually in a game of Age of Empires you will have your villagers kill sheep to gather food at the beginning of the game. But there will be a point in the game where you won't have any more sheep, resulting in you not getting any more food, resulting in your villagers dying by French knights. So in order to avoid this fate, you need to gather food from an alternative food source. By default you have 3 other sources available. We also have boars as a fourth source, but we don't talk about them. And these are deer, berries, and your fields as the Mailans. And as the Mailans, you also can't kill boars, so that's the main reason why we do not talk about them. These food sources have different pros and cons, and we will be looking at some of them. We will be looking on how fast can you gather food from the source, how secure are your villagers while harvesting the source, how much of an investment you need to do to actually get food from the source, how long will you be able to farm food from the source, and how well will you be able to scale in case you need more villagers on food. So let's start with the deer. You collect food quite fast from them, so that's a solid yes. They are, however, not really secure. They are often far away from your base, so you need to venture out and build a mill there, and then some French knights come in and kill your villagers. The investment is low. You just need to build a mill, which you will need to do for basically any kind of farming if you want wheelbarrow, so I will not consider the mill. It will last about 7 minutes for 8 villagers farming the food from it, and it is scalable. If you need more villagers on the deers, you can simply take more villagers from any other income source and put them on the deers, and they will also collect food. However, this will obviously reduce the time that you can harvest the food from the deers. Next up we have the berry bushes. They are hellish slow, so you get a pitiful amount of food per minute per villager from them. They are quite secure-ish, because usually you have got at least one berry patch near your base. The investment is low, also you'd only need a mill. They last about 5 minutes for 8 villagers, and again they are scalable, with the knack that you will have less time on them if you put more villagers on them. And then we have the fields. They are fast-ish. They are a little bit slower than deers, but way faster than berry bushes. They are quite secure. You can build the first 10 around your town center, and then you can build the rest near it. The investment, however, is very high, since you need to invest 75 wood for each field. However, the trade-off for this is that they last indefinitely, so you never need to consider how to get food again. They are not really scalable, as you cannot simply take 2 villagers and put them on the same field if you need more food, but rather if you want more villagers on food, you will need to build more fields, which will come at a price of 75 wood for each field. So the Mailans have another food source, and this food source is killing your cows. You can harvest the food quite fast from the cows. You can kill them right next to your mill or town center, so the food source is secure. The investment is low. You just need to train the cows that you want to kill. They last indefinite, not each single cow, but you can train an indefinite amount, and they are scalable. You can always just train more cows to kill them and always just set more villagers on cows. Now let's make a quick comparison between fields and cows. So first of all, if you build a field, I already said you have to invest 75 wood per villager once. And as a reward, you will get an indefinite amount of food throughout the rest of the game. If you put 10 villagers on food, you will need to invest 750 wood. And if you have 10 villagers on fields, you will get about 358 food each minute if you have wheelbarrow researched. Now, let's compare these 358 food per minute with what you would get from cows. Or berries. In berries you would only get 300. So forget berries. Cows. Now cows cost 100 gold each cow, and each cow yields 500 food. A mill can train a cow in 15 seconds, and 8 villagers with wheelbarrow researched will take about 1 minute and 15 seconds to fully harvest a cow. So in theory, 1 mill could sustain 40 villagers harvesting cows. Now let's have a quick look at the train time and the costs per minute. If you have 8 villagers on food, it will cost you about 80 gold per minute to train cows for them. Now, 8 villagers on food yield 400 food each minute and minus 80 gold. However, you will recall we put 10 villagers on the farms before, so we have 2 villagers left over. And we can put these 2 villagers on gold. They will generate 80 gold each minute, so we will have plus minus 0 gold, and we will have 15 food more than we would have from the farms. As you can see here, the difference in food per minute is minimal. So why would we do this, or what's the actual difference? The actual difference is 750 wood that you can invest in something else. And you can, for example, invest this in 6 military training buildings of your choice to quickly scale up your military. Or if you do not feel pressure to do this, you can also invest into 2 cattle stands, whatever they are called. And rather than collecting 500 wood, you can collect 500 gold and train 5 cattles. And this would result into 140 additional food per minute for the rest of the game if you don't have the H3 landmark, or 250 food per minute for the rest of the game if you do have the H3 landmark. So these are the benefits of using cows instead of fields as the Mailans.